Okay.
Good afternoon. Welcome everyone to our press conference for our Champions League game against Bayern Munich tomorrow night. Scott McTominay, Erik Ten Hag, please identify who your question is for. Should we start with Simon?
Hi, Erik.
Hi, Simon.
You're obviously not in a great position going into your final group game. What would the feeling around this club be if you can't qualify out of this group?
I don't know. What I know is I never think in a negative scenario. I think we think positive. And so we know what to do. We have to win to stay in Europe. So it's all about that. So we will prepare the team with that feeling and with that belief that we are able to do it. And I think we have shown in the last weeks when we are on our best, and then we can do it.
And Scott, the manager's mentioned about being at your best. You played well against Chelsea. You clearly didn't play well at Newcastle. Didn't play well against Bournemouth. Why is there such a big difference between the performances of the team?
Yeah, obviously we know that. We know the inconsistencies which we have had. We're not naive to that. And I feel like for us, we've spoke about it as a group with the coaching staff. And for us, the schedule's relentless and we can't blame it on the backlog of fixtures and stuff like that. But for us, we have to come together as a group and figure out the reason why we are slightly inconsistent at this moment in time. But as you say, the boys are honestly doing everything that they can do to contribute and give the best whenever they approach the pitch.
James.
Hi, Erik. Going into this season, going into the Champions League on the back of last season, what were your ambitions for the competition? Obviously, not to go out in the group stages, but did you believe you could go far in this competition, win the competition?
First, I don't think about winning the competition when you start the season. It's first get in a position that you can win. And so now we have still the opportunity. It's not anymore in our hands, but we want to stay in Europe, and therefore we know what to do. We have to win and to stay in Europe.
Neil.
Scott, you've had a great revival of your own career here at Manchester United. Did you fear there was a moment where you might be leaving this club?
There's always speculation and different things surrounding every player at Man United. You have to perform to stay at this football club, and I've known that since I've been a young boy watching lots of senior pros come through and obviously academy players as well. And for myself, it was a case of just get your head down and work, and there's not really too much else to say, to be honest, other than that.
And you've had what would you put it down to? Your goal scoring form and everything is the faith the manager's put in you, bringing you back into the team?
Of course, that's the faith of the manager has been a massive one for me, and you want to repay that as much as you possibly can in terms of when you do get minutes on the pitch, and that's the life of football. You're going to have ups and downs in your career. It's not always sunshine and rainbows, and for me, I've always approached it that way with a clear mind and a clear head, where whenever I do get the opportunity, I want to take it and I want to show that I can do it, and I'm there to help the team as well.
Simon.
Erik, first of all, just wondering how the team's looking. Is there anyone returning or anyone unavailable?
It's a condensed program, so we have a training. So in this moment, I'm not sure about everyone who's available for tomorrow. But so a question mark is, for instance, on Victor Lindelof, if he can make it or not. We have to wait and to see until tomorrow. Then we know.
And you're saying you're not looking in a negative way towards the game. But you're facing a side that hasn't lost a group stage game in the Champions League since September 2017. You're coming off the back of the Bournemouth match. What does give you hope?
It's our team. we are not consistent, clear, but we have also a very good performance and highs. So if we get it, when we are in the right spirit, then we are able to do it. Then we are able to beat any opponent.
Dave.
Just following on from that question, what gives you the belief, Erik, that the team can win tomorrow and extend your stay in Europe? Because the form hasn't been good. It's been 14 goals conceded, 3 defeats. What gives you the belief? What have you seen that gives you the belief the team can go ahead and do that tomorrow night?
As I said, the game against Chelsea, the game against Everton, even the game against Galatasaray. And so I know this team can perform really high levels. And that's not that we did it 3 months ago. No, we did it last week. And so I know we can do it. And when we have the right mood, we have the right spirit, starts with the right attitude, if everyone is ready for it, we are able to do it.
Is the biggest concern for you that you don't know which of your teams is going to turn up? Because you have a great performance against Chelsea, then you have what happened at the weekend. Is that the most frustrating thing for you as a manager? You don't know which Manchester United is going to turn up?
It's not about to get frustrated about that. We have to work about that. So so that's my responsibility, to set the team, to prepare the team, that they improve on that fact. And I will give everything, and I know my players do as well.
Paul.
Let's talk about belief, Erik. How do you inject that belief into your players? What kind of methods do you employ to give them that?
I only have to show them the clips from Chelsea, how we can play. And if we do that, if we are there all on one page, stick together, we will make, and we have a good plan, then we go. And then, as I said, we can beat any opponent.
James.
Scott, the manager's spoken. He spoke after Galatasaray and this season about how the game management has got to be better at times. What do you put sort of the loss of control down to? The lapses of concentration, not understanding instructions. Why do you lose control in games so sort of quickly and have these implosions?
Yeah, I mean, as you can see in the Premier League, every team is super athletic. You go and play in the Champions League, every team can run. For us, a lot of the time we need to match that and more whenever you're playing for this football club, and that's been a clear message for all us players on the pitch when we are playing, that we need to get together. Sometimes it's the manager can't do too much whenever he's on the sideline. It needs to come from the players, and we need to stick together while we are on the pitch as well. So, as you say, with the ideas that we've had and sometimes the way that we've played has been amazing, and it's finding that consistency and that balance where we can continue to do that on a regular basis with high energy levels. And like the manager says, when you play against Chelsea like that, we can do good things.
Hi, Erik. In the first game against Bayern, there were a lot of injuries to contend with, but the team responded quite strongly to conceding goals, and it was quite a tight end to the game. Do you take encouragement from that performance going into the game tomorrow night?
Yeah, of course. There were stages in that game, and we played very good, and we are also it was head to head in that game for a long time in the game. But also we suffered some mistakes were absolutely avoidable. But that is one thing is sure: when you play against Bayern Munich, you have to play your best because they have a good team and they have very good individual players. But as I say, Chelsea had also amazing players, and we went head to head to them, and we dominated them. So I think we can do it against Bayern as well.
Andy.
Hi Erik, hi Scott, for both of you. The atmosphere was very loud in Munich, it was bouncing in Copenhagen, it was brilliant in Istanbul. What do you two want from Manchester United fans tomorrow night at Old Trafford?
Yeah, that's clear. I think Old Trafford is not a nice place to come for an opponent, and we are aware of it. It starts with us, but then, of course, then you hope that the fans, we are together. And as long as I'm here, I always have the feeling we are absolutely together. There's a very strong bond between the team and the fans. They're always behind us, even when we have big setbacks, and they're staying behind us. They're supporting us. So I'm very happy with that. But we have to take the responsibility. It starts with us. We have to energize them.
Rob.
Hi Erik. You said on Saturday that you didn't think that the squad was good enough to be consistent, but in the second half of last season you were consistent enough to finish third. You reached 2 cup finals. What has the biggest change been from then to now to make you say on Saturday that you didn't think that you're good enough to be consistent at the moment?
We had a regular team, not so many changes. I think especially in our back line, we had a long time. We had a regular formation, and that helps you. And then you get the routines in, and so we have to wait for that. And till that moment, we have to deal with it. And as every team has to deal with it, and it's not only us, but I'm sure when we get back to regular base, then we will play better, and you have better opportunity to win games, and you have a better opportunity of a chance that you are consistent.
It's simply then a personnel issue rather than a mentality issue.
I think first of all it's a personal, and then I'm aware, and that's my job. We have to be we have to be really tough if you have to do it every third day. But we are not the only team. I see the inconsistency from all the teams in this period in the Premier League, and I think players are not robots. But the team who can deal the best with, they will come most far.
Last question, Fred.
Since you've been part of the first team, you have seen managers come and go, Jose, Ole, Rangnick, and what's the shared responsibility of the players to stop this endless cycle?
It's the players' responsibility, first and foremost. Players know that as well. We've had many amazing players over the time, and I feel like now we're at a stage where we've got big characters in the dressing room where it's not just a case of like some of the other managers where it's been a little bit toxic at times. The boys are firmly behind the manager, and that's the be all and end all. I've said that in many other interviews, and that's the way it will remain to stay. We've got amazing coaching staff as well, so yeah, people can get lost in translation and get carried away with what the players think and what they say behind closed doors. We just want to do well for the football club, and that's as simple as that.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you.
Oh, feature.